So everything you see here is included in the set except for this white foam core board. So what we have here are 4 small flowers that are measuring just under 2 inches. We also have my 1-page rose. We have 2 of those and they measure 4 inches. I have my 2-page rose and they're 5 inches. This is a 4-page rose and it's 7.5 inches. I also have this medium rose, which is measuring just under 11 inches. And I have not measured this little rosette, and it is about 4 inches. And this larger flat rose is measuring about 7.5 inches. And we also have included is the lips, eyelash, and the eyebrows. So each of my flowers each of my flowers except for the small flat little flowers comes with hang tags on the back of them, or you will also see like a wire loop. The smaller ones do not have any hang tabs on them, and I suggest that you get double-sided tape to place on the back of them. I do not include the double-sided tape because I do not know your walls, I do not know your paint, and you need to choose what is best for you. But what I have decided to use is this tape. I believe it's by Gorilla Glue, and this is kind of how the packaging look a little bit. And I also recommend command strips. Now, I also don't include these things in the set because you have to be able to look at the instructions and do it yourself so you know what's best for your wall. And you have the instructions from the company to do it exactly. Like sometimes I forget to pull it off the correct way, but I can always go to my sheet and see exactly how it's supposed to be done, because I have messed up one of my walls here by not taking it off the right way. So one of the first steps that I'm going to take before placing this on my wall and showing you how I do that, I like to kind of line up how I want it to look. I did a little mock of how I kind of want it to look. So it'll be something like this, and I like the placement of the flowers. The flowers are all loose, so you place them up yourself. You can follow the way that I'm doing it, or you can do something totally different. It's customizable. It's really cool. You can design it your own way. And so one of the things I like to do when I use the command strip is to get the exact placing of where I need to place these. So I like to turn them over, all the ones that have hang tabs, turn them over in place. A lot of my flowers are lightweight, like this this double-sided tape said it holds up to 15 pounds. None of these are 15 pounds. So you can literally just use double-sided tape and use it on your wall. I've also used, what is it called, hot glue. I don't recommend that, but I have used it before on a wall that I didn't care if I messed up the paint, but I would not do that here because the paint here chips really easily and it's not white. It's a colored paint, so I'm definitely not going to use that today. I just like to flip them over in place where I had them. As much as I can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these flowers will have hang tags on them. So I got them flipped over, and what I like to do is just measure from the distance from each. I'm going to get just a pen and a marker and the paper, little scrap paper. And I like to measure the distance. You can get real technical and say like how much over it was, but I'm just gonna measure the middle of this hang tab. It's like the middle of here, and it's about 4.5 inches. And then I'm gonna measure from this one. Nah, I'm gonna do it this way. Measure from the middle of this one to that one, and it looks to be about 6 inches. And then straight down, I'm measuring from like the opening, and I'm measuring roughly from the middle. So for this is looking about 4.5. Don't mind my fingers, I'm using a marker and I'm messing up. So also from here, I'm gonna say 4 inches. And from here, it's about 6 inches. Yep, 6 inches. And then here, it's about 3.75. And the others, I can just use double-sided tape. Also want to note, I will definitely try not to have this be on your flower, what you order, but if you ever come across a hang tab that still has like the center in place, you just pop it out. Quite a few of these actually have some, and you just pop it out. I just want to show you really quick that I went back and redid my measurements, and I made a little kind of chart. So I have the circles are just all the flowers, and I kind of put exactly like from this distance to this distance, this is how much it is. And so, because how I showed you was a little bit weird and not really explanatory, so yeah, you just line your flowers up how you want them, and you can make a little chart kind of how they are displayed, and just put the distance from where to which flower, whether you're going over or you're measuring underneath, you know, just to have a better example. So I'm going to be using this wall behind me, and one of the things that I did to prep this wall was to clean it. I wiped it down with some water, and then I dried it off, and it has been air drying as well for a good while, at least 30 minutes. And I also have here with me my little sheet to see my measurements. I have my command hang free little tabs. I already put all the little strips on them, and I took off all the tape, and I also have my ruler. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my sheet and get started. So this is where I'm going to place my first flower. And now, according to my measurements, I have to go down about 7 inches. Get a little tab here. Come over a bit and get it on the 7-inch mark. It also says that I have to go down 7.5 inches. So I know that's about here, but I have to go over 6 inches. 6 inches. Oh, also these command hang free tabs only come 6 in a pack, and I have 7 flowers that have hang tags on them. But since I do not want to open another pack, I'm just going to use my double-sided tape. In fact, you don't even have to buy these. You can use double-sided tape on all of the flowers, but you should still also, well, actually you don't have to measure too if you just use double-sided tape. But I'm going to utilize my hang tabs. And I'm only going to use 6. And one of my flowers, I added the double-sided tape. So still following my measurements, I gotta go down 3.5. Then I gotta go down 4 inches from that. And then 5.5 inches. So now I'm also going to reinforce them by just sticking them on. I'm going to take my first medium rose. I have my flowers over to the side and they're still laid out how I want it though. It's okay if one falls off. So I'm just like pulling it a little bit forward, placing my hand there and finding the little hook. I see one of my hooks fell off, so I'm just gonna place it back right. Actually, I'm just gonna put it on the back like this, and I'm gonna place it. But you definitely want to make sure you reinforce them. And also it depends on your wall. Like my wall is a textured wall, so that could have had some effect to it. Also the paint of your wall. This one has a hang tab, but I'm going to be using this little bit of double-sided tape that I placed. And these have double-sided tape. I took off the backing already. So all I have to do is place them on. And you can adjust as you go. Like, I'm not liking the spacing right here, so I'm gonna add another small little flower right there. And not even sure if I'm gonna use it. Yeah, I'll use one down here. So, you know, you can adjust as you see it fit on the wall. So these two were down here in my original plans, but I kind of like them where they are now. What I have also went ahead and done was put double-sided tape on the back of my eyebrows and eyelashes and also the mouth. I'm deciding to put my eyebrows on first. How I'm determining spacing is just like eyelid space. Like this is your one eye and this is like covering your other eye. So just adjusting. And what you can also do is like step back. You can step back and look at the whole picture to see where you want your spacing. I lightly press that on because if I didn't like it, I can take it off. But I just lightly press it on to stick. And now I like where it's at, so I'm just gonna reinforce my tapes. And look, a finished wall art. And it was super easy. You can use double-sided tape for everything. You don't need to use the command strip, but for those who want to kind of protect their walls, I think the command strips are absolutely wonderful. And yeah, here's the final look. And I hope you buy this set and you try it at home. You see how easy and cool it was. And the final outlook is absolutely beautiful. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.